Check is 8 p.m. Nigeria time. Hello and a warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Prime, live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. On the news of Vice President Kashim Shettima is currently proceeding over the 137th meeting of the National Economic Council held at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa in Abuja. The fourth in the Tinubu administration, Thursday's gathering comes nearly 2 months after the council last convened on September 28 to consider priority areas for the next 3.5 years, including economic stability, welfare and security. NEC, a statutory body mandated to advise the president on the nation's economy affairs, is chaired by the vice president with the governors of the 36 states of the federation, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Minister of Finance and other stakeholders as members. Present at this month's sitting, which is likely to be the last of 2023, are all the governors except those of Akwa Ibom, Kano, Lagos, Enugu, Osun, Borno, Nasarawa and Adamawa State, who are represented by their deputies. Also, the House of Representatives has called on President Bola Tinubu's led government to boost yam tubers production through critical initiatives and incentives to farmers from the Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigeria Agriculture Insurance Corporation, Bank of Agriculture and Monday Deposit Banks. The reps also urged the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to carry out policy reviews to regulate and supervise agencies responsible for exportation in Nigeria. The resolution were reached on Thursday following the adoption of a motion co-sponsored by Akume Regina and Adedayo Adesola, both members of the All Progressive Congress from Benue and Lagos State respectively. The motion titled "Need to Formulate Policies that will Foster Exportation and Boost Yam Production in Benue and other parts of Nigeria." So Akume take to the floor to lead the debate at Thursday's plenary. Meanwhile, the Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has suspended the State Commissioner for Land Survey and Physical Planning, Notable Atulego. He also suspended a Special Advisor, General Manager, Imo State Housing Corporation, Mbakwe Obi. A statement issued in Owerri, the state capital, on Thursday by the Secretary to the State Government, Cosmos Iwo, disclosed that the suspension of the two officials was with immediate effect. As well, Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has issued Form 48 against the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Honorable Martin Amaule, and his deputy, retired Honorable Domble Mal, for contempt of court. The court issued number FHC PH CS 2040-2023 filed by the Rivers State Houses of Assembly as the first plaintiff and retired Honorable Barrister A. Ogeria Edison as the second plaintiff. Had ordered the parties not to take any step concerning the subject matter of the suit before the court. The issuance of Form 48 is pursuant to an application made by the Honorable A. Ogeria Edison and the Rivers State House of Assembly for disobeying the order of the court made on the 7th day of November 2023. Edison, who says he was elected by 26 of his colleagues as the new Speaker of the House of Rivers State House of Assembly, in the process filed in court, accused Amaule of invading the Rivers State House of Assembly and purportedly holding a sitting of the House in flagrant violation of the order of the court for parties to maintain status quo. Worried by the recent rise in kidnappings in the nation's capital, Senate has called on the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to revisit the failed $500 million contract awarded in 2009 for the installation of CCTV cameras in Abuja and its environs. The Senate also wants the executive to install CCTV cameras in strategic locations in the 36 states to forestall incidences of the kidnapping and other criminal activities across the country. Sandra Akpa completes the report.
These resolutions, among others, were taken at the plenary following debate on a motion presented on the floor by the senator representing Delta North, Ned Nwoko. In his led debate, Senator Nwoko expressed concern over the kidnapping incident in Galadimawa area of Abuja, where 19 people were forcefully taken from their homes, including his senior legislative aide, Barrister Chris Agidi. He further noted that out of the 19 individuals kidnapped, 12 are feared dead, while efforts to ascertain the well-being of the remaining 7 victims are ongoing.
Worried that the recent abduction of 19 individuals, yes, 19, including my senior legislative aide, Barrister Chris Agidi, in the Galadima neighborhood, Abuja, exemplifies the gravity of the situation. Despite swift engagement with law enforcement agencies, tragically, according to security forces, out of the 19 abducted, 12 lives have been lost, and 7 individuals are still being held captive in a forested area spanning approximately 100 kilometers.
Contributing to the debate, Senator Ayinaya Abaribe and Adamu Alero noted that the rate of insecurity situation in Abuja is alarming, as most people can no longer sleep in their homes for fear of being attacked.
So many citizens no longer sleep in their homes. They run into town and go back during the day. So there's something very, very serious going on in around the Federal Capital Territory. No matter what we say, this is the capital territory of Nigeria. If there's anywhere that's going to be seen as very secure, this ought to be the most secure place in Nigeria. Now that it seems that the same lackadaisical attitude to security is being taken to, all of us are at risk.
Now time for us to revisit that issue of 500 million naira worth of contract for the installation of CCTV camera in FCT. We have to make the contractor to account for that huge sums of money. The citizens are left without security. The money has gone down the drain and nobody is talking about it. I'm happy that Senator Munir has brought out this motion. We should support it, and in mandating the committee that will do the investigation, they must thoroughly investigate that contract award.
The Senate leadership therefore called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to increase patrol around the FCT and other parts of the country to curb the worrisome trend. Sandra Akpa, reporting for Global TV News.
The Labour Party governorship candidate for Imo, Athan Achonu, and his supporters on Thursday stormed the national headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja to demand the true certificate copy of the just concluded poll in the state. Achonu, who was accompanied by the national youth leader Kennedy Ahanotu, also accused the electoral umpire of playing a double standard in the November 11th off-cycle election. The protest came 2 weeks after INEC declared Governor Hope Uzodimma of the All Progressive Congress winner of the election. However, the 2 opposition candidates rejected the result and declared that the election was marred by electoral illegalities. The federal government has approached the Supreme Court to review its judgment that the old 200 naira note, 500 naira and 1,000 naira should be legal tender until December 31st, 2023. The government wants the Apex Court to lift its March 3rd order that old naira notes should remain legal tender along with new note till December 31st. The Apex Court had on March 3rd restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria from giving effect to the deadline on the issue of old notes. The 7-member panel of the Apex Court faulted the policy of the CBN, saying the timing and implementation were defective. There's a sequel to a suit instituted by the Kaduna, Kogi and Zamfara state governments challenging the implementation of the policy. 13 other states later joined the suit as co-plaintiff. According to a report, the Apex Court has fixed November 30th for a hearing on the matter. Meanwhile, the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, has directed the Controller General of Nigeria Correctional Service, Aliru Nababa, to investigate the allegation against personnel of the service. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Chris Musa, had accused some personnel of the Correctional Service of conniving with inmates to finance the operation of terrorists. However, the minister, in a statement on Thursday by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Alao Babatunde, condemned the unpatriotic act by the personnel. He vowed that any personnel found culpable would be brought to book. As well, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja on Thursday affirmed the election of the Gombe State Governor Inuwa Yahaya. The Independent National Electoral Commission had declared Yahaya the winner of the governorship election after scoring 342,821 votes to beat his closest rival Jibril Bade of the People's Democratic Party, who polled 233,131 votes. Thus, pleased with the outcome of the election, the PDP that Yahaya was not re-elected by a majority of lawful votes. The party also alleged that multiple thumbs printing and ballot box stuffing were carried out across various polling units in 9 out of the 11 local government areas of the state to favor Yahaya. But the Election Petition Tribunal dismissed the petition. Not pleased, the PDP candidate and his party approached the appellate court. The Court of Appeal on Thursday dismissed the appeal. So the Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the election of Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, overturning the decision of the Nasarawa State Election Petition Tribunal that had sacked him from office. The appellate court, in the anonymous decision delivered on Thursday, set aside the October 2nd judgment of the tribunal that had declared David Ombugado, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), as the winner of the governorship election. The three-member panel held that the tribunal erred in law and concluded that Governor Sule did not win majority of the votes cast in the election. And now the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has reported a notable decrease in crashes and resulting fatalities in Sahara for the year 2023. As compared to the previous year of 2022, the Zamfara Sector Commander of the FRSC, Iro Danladi, disclosed this at a news briefing he addressed in Gusau on Thursday. He said that while 95 road crashes were recorded in 2022, a lower figure of 69 crashes was recorded in 2023. So far in 2023, 58 people have died in road crashes in the sector compared to 126 deaths recorded in 2022. Danladi said the statistics showed that there was a 27.4% reduction in the number of road crashes and a 54% reduction in fatalities. In its campaign against climate change and environmental degradation across the country, the National Council on Climate Change has introduced a cooking device called Atmosphere Safe 80 Clean Cook Stove to Northeast households. Introducing the stove, the Director General of the NCCC, Salisu Dairo, on Thursday in Maiduguri, Borno State capital, described the device as a climate-friendly device that would help address challenges of climate change and reverse environmental degradation in the Northeast states. Speaking at a one-day sensitization campaign for the Northeast on the new cooking device, Dairo said the stove is aimed at curtailing the use of firewood by 80%. You're watching Global TV's News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where it starts on channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV and G and other handles now showing on your TV screen. When the News Prime returns, WHO warns against abuse of antibiotics. The news continues shortly with these of other stories right after the short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, the Still Global Television bringing you a live broadcast of the News Prime from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Let's take a look at some foreign news where ambulances were on standby Thursday morning as Indian rescuers dug through the final meters of debris separating them from 41 workers trapped in a collapsed road tunnel for nearly 2 weeks. Rescue teams have specially lifted stretchers with wheels ready to pull out the exhausted men through 57 meters of steel pipe once it is finally driven through the final section of the turns of earth. Concrete and rubble blocking their freedom, emergency vehicles and a field hospital stood ready, preparing to receive the men who have been trapped since a portion of the under-construction tunnel in the Himalayan state of Uttarakhand caved in 12 days ago. After days of painfully slow progress, engineers with a powerful drilling machine made a sudden rapid advance on Wednesday before teams had to walk through the night to cut through metal roads blocking the road. Drilling resumes on Thursday as well. The World Health Organization has asked China for more data on respiratory illnesses spreading in the north of the country, but Beijing offered no public comment on Thursday. Northern China has reported an increase in influenza-like illness since mid-October when compared to the same period in the previous 3 years. The WHO said China's National Health Commission told reporters last week that the respiratory illness spike was due to the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions and the circulation of non-pathogens, namely influenza and common bacterial infections that affect children, including mycoplasma, pneumonia. The WHO gave no indication of China's response to the request for more information. Still, the World Health Organization has warned that the misuse of antibiotics is denting their efficiency and spurring resistant bacteria, which could be responsible for 10 million deaths worldwide by 2050. This warning came on Thursday following a survey on the use of antibiotics conducted by WHO. European chapter conducted a study that showed that antibiotics were prescribed for things like the common cold, 24% of cases, flu-like symptoms, 16%, a sore throat, 21%, and cough, 18%. The survey was carried out in 14 countries, mostly in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. And now let's look at some business stories where the federal government has announced the revocation of 1,633 mining licenses due to default and payment of stipulated service fee by operators. The Minister of Solid Mineral Development, Dele Alake, made the announcement while addressing a press conference in his office. He stated that a revocation becomes imperative following the expiration of a 30-day notice to defaulters, as stipulated by Section 11 and 12 of the Nigeria Mineral Mining Act NMMA 2007. Uyi Agbomofoegbe has details.
In compliance with the law, the Mining Cadastral Office, MCO, on October 4, 2023, began the process of revoking 2,213 titles. This included 795 exploration titles, 956 small-scale mining licenses, 364 quarry licenses, and 98 mining leases. Minister of Solid Mineral Development, Alake, therefore warned the previous holders of these titles to leave the relevant cadastre with immediate effect, as security agencies will work with the Mines Inspectorate of the Ministry to apprehend any defaulter found on any area where the titles have been revoked.
With this development, therefore, the MCO recommended the revocation of 1,633 mineral titles as follows: exploration license 536, quarry license 279, small-scale mining license 787, and mining lease 31. In line with the powers conferred on me, therefore, by the NMA, that's the Mining Act 207, Section 5A, I have approved the revocation of the 1,633 titles.
The minister further stated that efforts are ongoing to sanction other operators defaulting in payment of royalties, taxes, among others.
Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Sterling Bank to source for finances for micro and small medium enterprises at the agency headquarters in Abuja. The MOU is said to provide 5 billion naira of single interest rate to MMSs across the nation. The Director General of Smelton, Charles Odi, while signing the MOU, said over 90% of MSMEs are faced with the challenge of scarcity of finance. As well, the Nigeria quest for a first appearance at the ICC T20 World Cup begins today in Namibia, where the Yellow Grains will take on Kenya in their first game of the 2024 World Cup qualifiers. The 2024 tournament is billed for the United States and the West Indies from June 4th to 30th, with the top 2 teams from the series joining South Africa and 30 other countries at the World Cup. Other teams in the series are host Namibia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda will take place today. The 7th meeting between both countries since 2019, and the East African lead the head-to-head with 5 wins to Nigerians 1. And on more updates on sports, let's now join Sharon Ajay. And that's it on Global TV News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes, channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you again.